But the big news from this afternoon, Menengai Cream Homeboys, they are your winners of the National 7th Circuit. That is official. Sean Carter-Villas, NTV, at the RFUA grounds for the 52nd Christie Sevens.
Thank you very much, Sean, and congratulations to Homeboys RFC. It's been a labor of love. I remember talking to Paul Murunga, I think 3 years ago when you're starting to build the team, and finally we are seeing the fruits of his labor, and Captain Leonard Mugaisi, who has been inspirational in the series thus far. And it's been an interesting series to watch, new guys coming up, and we shall be talking about the guys who've put their hands up for selection to Kenya Sevens, and that is where we go to next, because we have the man of the moment, Benjamin Ayimba, the man who's not ever afraid to answer questions. You ask it, he'll tell you. And this is what he had to say before Kenya Sevens, that is, went for the Rio Olympics.
For the men's team, as you'd agreed, we are going for the gold. For the men's team, as you'd agreed, we are going for the gold.
Well, there you have it. That is what Coach Benjamin Ayimba said before the Olympics. And Benja, what happened?
We didn't get the gold.
That's what Benja says. We didn't get the gold. And Edmond Nyabola, let's set it up for social media so that we can have our viewers also interact with us on hashtag TopSport.
All right. We did not get the gold, as Benja says. And after that, there was a lot of, hue and cry from the fans, from the union itself, and post the Olympics, we've had a lot of talk about, the contracts of the coaches as they are right now. That is speaking about Benja himself here. And we want to know, is the current back and forth at KRU good for the game in Kenya? Share your thoughts on hashtag TopSport with Warothe Nyabola Edmond. Is the current back and forth that we hear about as regards, the performance in Rio and what became of that, as well as, the advertising for the positions of head coach of the national men's team and the national women's team. The man who's in the hot seat right now is Benjamin Ayimba. So let us know what you think about the back and forth that we have right now and what it means for the game going forward. Of course, the series begins in a month's time. What are they?
Thank you, Edmond. And Benja, I should start from the beginning. Welcome to TopSport.
Thank you.
And thank you for
It's been a while since I was here. It was before the series started. Yes. I think just around the same time last season.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you told us that we're going to see good things, and we did see good things.
Yes.
And then the series didn't end. The season didn't end very well.
Yeah.
So we didn't win the gold, is what you say. But what exactly happened?
There's many things that you can put together and say didn't happen right as it ought to have been. I think for me, majorly was having to go there 16 days before the tournament. That was it just killed the spark of the players, because then training and no competition within 2 weeks and a bit is a bit tiring mentally. So for me, that is what really defeated us to get to the podium as you'd expected.
We went there 16 days before our first game.
Yes.
We prepared at Nandi Bears. Always with you at Nandi Bears when you went into camp.
Yeah.
Were the preps up to scratch? Was Nandi Bears right?
You see, when we won the Singapore Sevens, we trained at Nandi Bears. So Nandi Bears was not an issue at all. It never was an issue. It will not be an issue. Like I said, we had requested to leave 7 days prior to the tournament, which would have meant that we were at the village only 5 days before the tournament, and that would have still had the killer instinct in us, which, if you looked at the game properly, that's what we didn't have, and we've had all season. So that lack of spark in the game was, as a result, if you ask me, of tired minds.
Tired minds, you say. And guys, back home, when you guys were in Rio, we could see selfies of guys. And was it a lot of fun before the game?
It's always fun. You see, for us, it's not about what do they expect us to do? Sit in the rooms and say we're getting.
And I know you guys said hashtag selfies it and delay.
No. Let's get one thing right. When we go out there, we need the downtime. We are not in prison, and you'll see selfies, and you see probably there are a lot of enjoyment that you don't see outside that.
The guys dunda.
And you see that even before that was there even before Singapore Sevens when we won. So when it happens that we don't win, let's not pull all this.
Are we looking at these red herrings, selfies, guys?
We've got a lot of things that we do. Some of them I wouldn't even say here because it's very difficult for somebody who's not in that environment to understand that sometimes you've got to get out of that concentration camp that you're in to be able to loosen up to get ready for the tournament. So that is, I thought that was a spot that ought not to have been there. And of course, like we know, not everybody is happy with success, and this just gave them fodder for their runs and raves. But again, if I'm in charge, it won't stop.
Selfies tendela.
Definitely.
Yeah. Team selection.
Yes.
Guys, the first name that you didn't mention that everyone else mentioned in their heart or verbally was, you know the name I'm going to say, right?
No.
Oyo.
Look, and it's good as viewers to feel that you actually know how to pick a side. And if you look at how Oyo has been used in the season, it was very sparingly. So take time to look at what has been done. Take time to know how a player is built. Yeah. What if Oyo was in this team and the team did perform well and he thought he was the best player? What do you think happens to him? You can't raise him from that low point. In the flip side would be Collins can take that disappointment and live with it. So in player development, this is part of it. You don't rush people to the top just because he's done very well in the initial. This is his first season. Yeah, let's give them time to grow, because you're trying to grow somebody. You're not trying to win at all costs, because sometimes that is very detrimental.
Ombachi, Bush, Biko,
Yes.
coming from injuries to
Always,
the team. Was that a good call? Because
it is a good call. It is a good call. When Ombachi was in the team, there were stories. When Bush was in the team, there were stories. There's always be stories. Selection is not that kind of thing that we're looking for national consensus. It is a coach with his knack of winning that picks a team. So when Ombachi wasn't there, there was stories, and Bush wasn't there, there were stories. So now that they're there, then there's more stories. So stories will always be there, regardless of who you pick.
And you say stories will always be there. So let's talk about these stories. And because I do not want a libel, so let me say, rumors allegedly are going around that there was cash for slots or cash for selection. Rumors allegedly.
Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds?
But Benjamin, we have to talk about it because it's out there. It's out there. Let's talk about it.
Let me bring you back. The last time these guys ever got paid was in April. Yeah. So first, were they going to get loans to get money to pay to get selected? Whom of those players does anybody think does not deserve and had to pay to get into the team? That's 2. 3, if they had any money, it was after they went for the Olympics. So at what point were they paying? And who is it who paid? And how did they pay it? So, and how much was it? So, it sounds...
Allegedly 400,000?
Wow, 400,000
per player.
I think that's what they earn. A player in the top tier earns that over 6 months. You're telling me somebody will want to pay 6 months' salary to come onto the Olympics team? It's ridiculous. And that's the reason why I don't reply to such, is because, yeah, we understand people can be imaginative, but that's whoever crafted the story is just as stupid as that statement looks.
So for you, there was no cash for slots.
There was no
like, let me tell you, Ben, the reason I'm asking you this is every time I'm out there, guys are like, you guys are letting Kenya Sevens slide on the easy. You guys haven't talked about
what do they do?
No, let me finish, Benja. You guys are not letting this. You guys didn't grill them about their performance, about this story for the selections wasn't up to scratch. That's why you're here. So I just want you to tell me, cash for selection? No. Like, straight up, no.
There was no cash for selection. They can't afford it, even if we asked for it.
So where did this story come from?
You're not telling me about the rumors.
You must have.
I didn't craft it. I didn't craft it. So if you know about the rumors, if the source is there, let's ask the source. Yeah.
And why haven't you taken any libel action?
Because nobody has come and said you took cash. If somebody comes to me and tell me I took cash, if you came and told me I took cash, then I'll sue you.
Okay.
But because it's all over the place, let it be. Because either it's false, and if it happened, whoever it is that has the facts fears. So,
okay, fine. Let's keep talking about money. And there's money from State House, which you guys got and KRU didn't get, and KRU is unhappy because you guys got a through pass to the president and got money in your accounts. What's the story?
When we went to the president after the win, after the Singapore win, we sat down. The union represented by the chairman. There was a chairman of the RFUEA, who's George Kariuki. There was Oscar Mango, who's the director of the rugby union, and they tie a lot of players. Yeah, we told the president our sponsor was defunct. He couldn't. KQ wasn't able to pay what they paid last season, so every player took a pay cut. So we had asked him if he could get money to cushion what had gone on with Kenya Airways, and he said he has to check and see if the exchequer can give him money to do that. Although he wasn't going to do it then because the budget had already run out, and they needed to do that in the new budget. Now, other than that, we asked for the government again to sort out our bonuses, which was the bone of contention with the players' contracts, and he said that cannot happen. And he had asked KQ to raise that money. It was difficult to do that. So before the Olympics, he asked again. No, he had spoken to the exchequer. They were happy, and they put that down because he already had the schedule on how much he needed. So when that was happening, in fact, this happened way back. When that happened, so when the money showed up, it was sent to the players.
Directly to their accounts?
Yeah, directly to the accounts.
How much was paid?
I won't be able to tell you that. Yeah, just the amount was paid. It was out there. When whoever was there had, but I'll only divulge how much was paid.
Okay, so when is the last time the union, through KRU or the union, paid you guys?
In April. When September. The last time we saw money from the union.
Okay. Yeah. So the money that the president paid you, was it what's owed?
What happened was the president money was meant to cover for the deficit, so to speak, from because Kenya Airways in the previous year had given the union
bonuses.
86 million without the bonuses. It's 6 million bob to sort out the players' stipends.
So the money from State House was
just
arrears.
It was a cushion. You see, like if you're a player and you earned 100,000, and now you're forced to earn 50 because of the
company not doing well.
Company not doing well. And the president said there's no way we can kick them out. Basically, it's a consensus. You can't kick out a sponsor just because things are not well. So he said that way he's able to cushion for what the difference was. So that was tabulated and seen over a period of time how much would that be and what would suffice. It wasn't going to be exactly what it was the previous season, but what would suffice, what would cushion the players.
So Benjamin, I'm curious, for the love of the game is what we all talk about, and you guys are the ambassadors of the game in the country, so, and the union is mandated to run the game in the country, so why would there be bad blood if you guys are paid? I'm not sure.
Maybe it was like the other time, because the reward the president gave us and the ministry, it was 12 million bob, yeah? So it went straight to the rugby union. The rugby union chopped 2 million and said, because we're the administrators and we're the ones who prepare you for tournaments, first we'll take the 2 million to compensate our work at the rugby union. Remember, if we didn't win this money, this money would never have come. So I don't know where they would have gotten that money. And when after that happened, the 10 million was taxed, and then the money was distributed amongst everyone. Yes, so
you guys basically took control and they didn't like you guys taking control?
Yes.
Okay, now going forward, your job has been advertised.
Yes.
When does your contract run out?
I didn't have a contract. I didn't sign a contract because I thought the contract was
the verbal contract, because they say...
Yes, the verbal contract. No, mine was to run until Safari Sevens this year.
Okay.
So it's actually valid that they advertised the job. Okay. Yeah.
So now that they've advertised the job, will you apply?
I'll definitely apply.
You don't seem to be in very good books with the union, so why are you applying? Is it to make a stand?
No, I'm applying because I'm good at the job. I'm not applying because I want to impress anyone. I'm good at the job. I introduced 9 new players into the season. I want one more season with them, as I see how well we can work with Norunga to take over the season. That is if the union allows. If they really want to progress. They'll listen to what you want to do. In this case, it was me staying on for one more season. Morunga takes it over, comes with Toll, tries to build a new coaching unit. Then he stays on for 2 years, then lets Toll carry on with whoever it is that retires and comes and joins them. So that,
you guys had a plan.
That is my plan. That they've clearly said they're not going to follow. I don't mind because Mwangi never followed my plan and you saw where he ended up. Okay,
now, interesting that you bring up Mwangi because we've had a 6-leg circuit. Christie is the 6th leg of the circuit, and the new guys were coming up. Yesterday we got the squads for Safari Sevens and Car, and a lot of new guys have been brought in. Your squad currently has 20. Who are retiring for these new guys to come up?
The only guy we're sure is retiring is Humphrey. I'm not sure about anybody else because
so you have 19 players.
So they should Yeah, they should be 19.
19.
Yes, they should be 19.
So how are you going to make room?
That is for the union to tell. I do not advise them to pick the players.
Are you part of the selection?
I'm
You
not.
the
And
national team
that's
coach.
that's the disconnect. And now you know where all this is coming from. So the union took selectors to pick players and then take the players and give them to me for me to create success.
Do you go to the circuits, Benja?
Pau does go to the circuits. I watch it on TV mostly because I'm not being able to. The time I lost out of home, I spend it mostly at home. So we discuss a lot with Pau as we have in the past. And today was the day I was going to see most of it before you say that I must show up.
You must tell Kenyans what's going on. And we're glad that you did. And Safari Sevens, when we got that list and it said Benjamin Ayimba coach, others are like, okay, so is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? So are you going to be the coach?
I will. Let me tell you, I told you last time I was here. I don't do sevens because I earn from it. I don't do sevens because there's a gun put to my head. I do sevens because I like it and I know what I can produce out of players. So whenever I'm called upon, I'll go. You understand that I'm not this guy who's bogged down by small time egos. So when somebody feels that he's bogging me down with this little myopic thinking, I'll carry on and do the job.
Okay, Benja, if they don't extend or give you a written contract,
which is very likely,
which is very likely, which is all what we are all seeing.
Yeah.
We have an option of local coaches and foreign coaches.
Yes.
The last time you built a team, then a foreigner came
it always happens.
and took it up.
It always happens. The team is in trouble. It's number 13. There's no sponsors at all. In fact, sponsors are cutting their money. Nini, oh please, be patriotic. So you're patriotic. The money comes, and then they tell you, now haujatosha unga. But what goes around comes around. So for me, I've done my bit. It is upon them to decide what they want to do. I'll apply. I'll go for the interviews. Whatever it is they decide, they'll decide. And we'll
if it's not you, and I know I'm putting you in a hard position because it's asking you to say who you think should succeed you, but if it's not you,
Murunga will do a good
locally,
job.
who do you think will do a good
Murunga
job?
will do a superb job. Yeah. All I don't know is that we are probably the same book.
So you're stuck together with Pau. Internationally, who do you think they're gonna go for? Who have they been salivating for before the money came?
First, they've got to prove to the government before they give this guy a work permit that there's no Kenyan who can do that job. That's my challenge to the government. If that guy gets the work permit, then the government should do due diligence and ask themselves, is there a Kenyan who can do this job first? Because that's the law, isn't it? The law says I can only hire somebody to sit in your position if there's no Kenyan who can do the job. But you've done the job and you've sat there and you've seen the difference. So why is this guy being given the chance? And in any case, who am I?
You say, who are you? But Benja, your confidence is amazing. You know, for someone who K7s didn't do well in you'll go down in history as a guy who brought the main cup home.
Yes.
The Okombe finally came home.
Yes.
Yeah, that no one will ever take that away from you. Yeah, but
First
time round.
Yes.
With chairman,
Yes.
success, then drama.
Yes.
Then this time round with chairman also, success, then drama. So do you attract drama or does drama just come along? Is it part of the baggage?
I'm not a conformist. I won't tell you yes because you want to hear yes. If I differ, I will say. And
who's your godfather? You know, like, do you have State House on your dial? You just say government has got you covered.
My godfather is God. That's my godfather. That's why if it is speaking to the president, I'll speak candidly. If it's speaking to the union chairman, I'll speak candidly. If it's talking to the board or whoever it is, I'll speak candidly. My godfather is God.
Do you have the president on speed dial?
No. he, however, might have me on speed dial.
You want speed dial? The other way around? Huh?
Yeah, no, not the other way around. The other way around, I'll be blowing my trumpet. But if he needs, whenever he needs to speak with me, he will call.
What's your relationship with Kiru? Yeah, we take a deep breath and go diplomatic.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to go diplomatic. I think Omwele is a very good friend of mine, and Bukusi is a very, very good friend of mine for a very long time. And these two people are very instrumental in what has happened this season in terms of keeping the players going. We didn't have money. They needed players to play without the money. So I had a meeting with Omwele, and he said what his plans were, and I told him what my plans were. I had a meeting with Bukusi, who's the CEO, and we spoke about it, and I confirmed to them that I was going to deliver what I did.
It's curious, Benja, that you've picked, asked about the KRU, but you picked the CEO and the chairman. We'll talk about that. Hold on, let's find out what Kenyans have to say about Benja, because Benja definitely, and Kenya Sevens do attract a lot of feedback on social media. So let's hear what Twitter RFC have to say. Edmond.
A very interesting interview with Benja. They're a very confident man despite all the issues that we're having, and you know, his head is still held high. He goes down in history as one of the best coaches we've had in this country, regardless of what happens. And a lot of feedback coming in. Osby Bundim Shabana here says, as much as Kenya Sevens did not win gold, we should not limit them from having fun. That is what Benja as well was talking about in terms of the selfies and the other things he did not mention. Son of Maggie here says, I think we should give Benja another chance to be the coach. He won us the Singapore Sevens. That is very important, according to Son of Maggie. Lydont here does not agree. She says, Ayimba takes offense in being criticized, yet, if my memory serves me right, he was on True's case every single second. Benja?
Yeah, but you're number 13 then.
He says we were number 13
yeah,
then.
we're 7th now.
And we won Singapore Sevens this time round, so... Anyway,
Sorry,
indeed,
Maggie.
what happened, we did not get the gold. A lot of people have been speaking about what went down in Rio. And of course, now the post-mortem is going on right now. We expect that a new coach will be named according to KRU. That new coach might as well be the same one that we have right now, as if things go well. What are they?
Yes, but do you want to, is there any you want to, or you're going to let it slide?
No, I'll let it slide.
Let it slide.
Yeah, I think for Maggie there, I was, of course, as a coach, I'm critical of Paul True because he got us when we were number 6, I think, and brought us down to 13. So I think I could have been justified to ask questions.
Be critical.
Yeah, so now I don't mind being criticized from getting the team
But
from
the thing is,
13 to 7.
The thing is, Benja, this is what they are saying. You criticized True during that period of time. For poor performance.
Yes.
I beg your pardon.
Yes.
We performed very poorly in Rio as well. And
You
they're
see,
saying, why not take
No,
the
I don't mind.
criticism as
I don't mind being criticized.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it is wrong. I just explained myself very well. And what I thought was not right is criticizing the players for having fun. For me, that is wrong because what do they think we do? We love the sport that whatever. It doesn't mean that if. So what are we meant to do? How are we meant to come back and lie under carpets because we didn't perform well in Rio? There's always another chance. Okay. Even in the season, we played very badly in some tournaments and won others. So
Benja, on that note, did we understand the magnitude of the Olympics?
We definitely did. And like I told you, it's very difficult sometimes to explain it. There's a certain proverbial wall that a player hits that is a very difficult one to climb mentally once you hit it. And that happens many times. It could happen because you're physically tired or mentally tired. Okay. We hit this one because we're mentally tired. Okay,
so we hit a wall going forward, and I know for you it's always pick it up, recover, move on.
Yes.
Safari Sevens, let's not even talk about Safari Sevens. We'll have a chance to talk about that one of these days. The series, all this that's going on right now, your job being advertised. Is it, you've talked about bleeding in players, 9 players, but now it kind of seems like we're getting other players. So is it a case of taking 5 steps forward and
a few back?
A few back.
I don't know.
Every time, because every time
the advice the union, I don't know, not the advice, but the wisdom the union is using to pick more new players is something I've questioned, not directly, not officially, but if it were me, I'd be better off developing the 9 that we introduced. Maybe I'd add 1 or 2 places for one who's retired or one who wasn't very good in the previous season.